Hi, everybody. I've always wanted to start my own business, be my own boss. So at the end, I managed to. About 7, 8 years ago, I managed to open my own business, and now I'm running a successful day nursery. Um, and it's going quite well. Often people ask me how I do it and how to open their own nursery. So I thought I will start this vlog to let everyone know the process, because when I opened my nursery a few years ago, it was very difficult to find information and to get advice. The majority of the stuff, the things I needed, I found. I had to research. It wasn't easy. I researched quite a lot before I started the nursery, and it did help me in organizing everything, getting everything prepared. So on and so forth. So I will go step by step with what you need to do and how you need to do things. If you have any questions, let me know, please. So, talking from my personal experience, when I was looking to open up a setting, the most difficult thing I found was finding a building. To open up a nursery or a daycare or a childcare service, what you need is a building with D1 planning permission in the UK. This is for UK. So if you don't have D1 planning, you cannot open a nursery or a childcare business. Finding the building was quite difficult. Don't be put off by this. If you keep looking, if you keep researching, you will be able to find a building. The next thing you need to think about is the type, what sort of building you're looking for. It could be a purpose-built building, it could be a residential building that you're willing to change into a D1 use, and also the size of the building, because for a childcare business to be viable, I think there should be at least your minimum number of children should be at least 20. I'm not saying that if it's anything under 20 that it's not going to be a lucrative business. However, you'll have to do your numbers and see whether is it worth doing it. If you can only accommodate 15 children, if you can only be registered, for example, 15 children, is it worth, are you able to make enough money end of the day? So this is the important thing that you need to take into consideration if your setting is going to be very small. I mean, if you're happy with the numbers, if you think, okay, no, numbers tally up, and then yes, I can still make some money, then yes, why not? It depends on personal circumstances, how much money you're investing, and how you want to grow as a setting. So because sometimes if it's a smaller setting, there might not be opportunity for you to grow and extend. But again, it's personal preference. If you are happy to go with sort of, oh no, I'm happy, some people are happy to have a smaller setting because it's quite cozy, homely. At the same time, what you need to think of, if you want to have a little homely setting, then child minding would be better suited, because if you take your business outside, you're looking for a D1 permission, then you are looking at a higher level of rent, monthly outgoings, ratings, etc. So that's why, I mean, you need to think, okay, does the numbers add up? Because end of the day, this is a business. You have to cover, you have to make money, you have to pay staff, you have commitments. End of the day, it's down to whether are you able to make enough money. So the next important thing is, where am I going to find this building or a premises with D1 planning permission? There are a number of opportunities that you can explore. There are a lot of estate agents, online estate agents, that you can look for. search for commercial properties. And also there are specific commercial estate agents who are specialized in D1 planning, buildings, premises with D1 planning permission. So you could register with them, you could make calls to them, you can research that way. You can look online, for example, Rightmove. If you do on Rightmove, if you do a commercial search, then it will show you what's available. And also, when I was looking for a premises, I went around. I looked online for local churches, local community centres, sports club, all these things, because community centres, sports club, local churches, they already have D1 planning permission. So it's rather easy if you can find a church or a community center or a sports club that who's got a space that they're willing to let or lease to you for a nursery, then you don't have to go through the hassle of change of use into D1. So that's one good way. The other way is you could buy a property and then try and change it into a D1 planning. However, there is this risk involved if you don't get to convert into, if the local authority don't allow you to change the use of it into D1 from residential, then obviously you're going to be stuck with the property that you've invested in, but you won't, your plan would not be able to go ahead. Obviously you've invested your money in buying the property. There are risks involved because when the local authority get the planning to change into D1, they will look into the excessive traffic that you'll be creating because of this business health and safety. Because there's going to be a lot of young children, little ones, coming in and out. So these are the things to keep in mind if you are looking to purchase a property and turn it into D1. However, having said all of that, there are a lot of residential properties who have managed to get planning consent to change the use. So it is doable, but do your research before you do that. Another important thing to look for is when you're looking for your premises, the location. Is there good transport links? Are there enough parking available for parents? You don't need to have a huge car park, but at least for dropping off and picking up. And how many schools are there near you? Does the school have nursery provision already? It's depending on the number of primary schools there are available near the premises. You can make calls to the school and see how many children they have within their nursery premises or even reception class. So that will give you an indication of whether there's a available market already, and also look into how many other nurseries are around you, near or closer to your premises, and how are they doing. All these things are important and you need to look into before you make a commitment to buying or leasing your property out. In the meantime, if you haven't found a property, a premises, it's worth going to those currently operating nurseries and find information. What are their fees? How many children they have? All these things are quite important, and how are their curriculum. So at least you can get to know what is available out there, what facilities do they have, their opening times, the structure of the day. All these things you can use as invaluable information so you can make an informed decision when you plan your business and how you want to structure your business, the day-to-day. So all of that, they're quite important things for you to remember when you're looking for a premises. And now we will go on to discuss how you can go forward from here. So let's say you've managed to find the building that you like, the location, everything about it. Now it's to do with the negotiations of obtaining the property. There are different options. You can either lease a property, you can buy. Obviously, if you're going to buy, you'll have to arrange a business mortgage, etc. However, if you're leasing, you can lease or rent. Then try to go for a minimum of 10 years on the lease. And because I mean, there's no point having it for 5 years. By the time you run your nursery and get it up and running, and then when you start to make a profit, you know, your landlord might turn around and say, oh, I need the building back. So it's better to go for a minimum of 10-year lease. And don't forget to include a break clause. So what a break clause means is you can, before the end of the term, within the first 2-3 years, should you need to end the contract, you can end the contract without having any consequences, without having to pay any lump sum over to the landlord. So discuss this with your solicitor before you sign up. And I think you need to have these things agreed before you go on, before you go further down. And also negotiate a price for the rent or the lease. And also, if you are going to lease, negotiate a rent-free period, which will allow you to get stable, get steady, at least 2-3 months rent-free or half rent, something, so that you don't have that full burden of paying the full rent monthly when you have just started your business. So these are the things I found very practical when I opened my setting, and it did really help and made a difference to my setting and my business. I hope this was all valuable and useful information for you, who anybody looking to open a daycare setting in the UK. If you have any comments, questions, please do comment and let me know. I hope this YouTube channel becomes a useful tool for anyone who's wanting to open a daycare setting, a nursery, and start your own business. If you have any comments, suggestions or questions, do comment. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.